Welcome to The Garden, a channel on practical solution for turning data into information. A common task in data analysis is to extract insight from a data table. In this video, we'll use a simple approach for making sense of data organized in a table format. I'm using data from the 2022 NBA regular season. Each line in our table is a single observation. We have a subject, a player, a category of interest, the age, the team, average point per game, and many more, and the value for each category. To get our data in Microsoft Excel, we'll select and copy the table, and then paste everything in Excel. Now that we have the information on the top 100 player in Excel, we need to clean things up, format, and style our table. First, let's resize our column to fully display value in each cell. We can change the size of each column one by one or take a shortcut and resize all fields in one go. Let's do the second approach. Click on the small triangle in the top left corner of the spreadsheet to select every cell in the sheet. Place your mouse between any two columns, and then double-click using the left key of your mouse. Now we see the result. The size of each column matches the size of the largest entry in each field. Let's make sure that Excel recognizes our data as being a table. Here's how we insert a table. Click on cell A1, then go to the menu bar and look for the Insert tab, and click on the table icon. Now, we see a box around our data, and we can tell Excel to treat the first line in our table as a column header. Let's click OK to get our table. You can see the difference between relevant cells, those with data points, and non-relevant cells. Once you have a table, a new Table Design tab is added to the worksheet. The Table Design tab has options that you can use to modify the appearance of your table. I usually pick one color for the first column and header line, and a different color for the body of my table. We can use the grid option to change the look of the cells outside our data table. Our table is ready. The next step is to understand the meaning of each field in our table and what each data point represents. Luckily for us, the NBA has definitions for each field in our table. For example, if you search for TOV, you will learn that TOV stands for turnover. Since the information we have is on a per game basis, the turnover field will also be on a per game basis. We can say that in a typical game, Joel Embiid committed about 3 turnovers. A quick recap. You add or remove filters and style your table using option in the Table Design tab. And you remove or add grid to your worksheet using option found in the View tab. To explore our data table, we'll make use of column filters. You can apply a filter on any column using the small icon next to the field name. When we click on the icon next to the age field, we get a list of all age values in the age column. Once you apply a filter to a column, only those players matching your selection are displayed in the table. You also have the option to use a number or text condition as a column filter. Today, we will use a top 10 auto filter to explore our data. This filter returns top ranked player in a category. You can change the settings to return lowest ranked player, increase the numbers of players to return, or change from count based to percentage. For each field in our table, let's use the color green to track our top 10 players, and use the color yellow for the bottom 10 players. A good practice is to take note of what you're learning about an individual player or a particular category while you go through this process. Here, we have 2 young talents, both age 20, and part of the 2020 draft class. We can contrast and compare their individual performance and their development over time. When looking at game played, we see a high count of players aged 25 or younger in the top 10 group. Except for Russell Westbrook, players in this group are younger than 30. By contrast, we have a high count of older players in the bottom 10 group. Most of these players were not playing because of one or multiple injuries, with the exception of Kyrie and Jalen. Kyrie's absence was due to COVID protocol. Jalen, ranked 98th, was on a 10-day contract with OKC. Looking at the bottom 10 players in terms of Game 1, we see two stories. 5 players, Kyrie, Damian, Malcolm, Colin, and Jalen, have yellow in both columns. For these 5 players, COVID protocol, injury, or short-term contract are the main reason they are in this group. We can also add Norman Powell to this group, has a fractured bone in his left foot in February 2022. The remaining 4 players are on teams in the early phase of a rebuild. Here's a question for the community. What can you say about the bottom 10 players in the category minutes played per game? Enter your answer in the comment section. You can pause the video to write down your answer, and the community will vote for the best explanation. As we move from the left side to the right side of the table, we get more overlap across categories. The 3-point percentage category shows that Kyrie, an exceptional player in most categories, was at the top. The question here is then, are these numbers reflecting Kyrie's ability and skills, or the small numbers of game played? You can look at past season for an answer, or wait for data on the 2023 regular season. There is a strong link between players who rank at the bottom of the 3-point attempted category and the 3-point percentage category. Here's a question for the community. How would you explain this overlap? The top-bottom approach makes it easier to profile and compare players across category. This approach is well suited for small table. Thank you for watching this video. Join the community for more content on practical solutions for turning data into information.